All right, a few people had some questions after the lesson today, so I said I would post a couple of examples. Here we go. So remember that when we find the slope of a graph, we use the equation rise over run. Okay, and our rise, when we look at 2 points on the graph, I like to choose some points that show right where the grids like cross. So for example, here at 2, you can see that our line crosses right between the two parts of the grid, here and there. Okay, so we like to choose an easy spot like that as one of our spots. And we find another one that crosses both lines here. So those are the two spots we're going to choose. All right, so if we're looking at rise over run, we're first going to look at rise. Remember, to rise means to go up, okay? And when you run, you usually run one way or another, okay? And rise, we're looking at up or down. Run, we're looking at left to right. So here, the rise going from this point up to this point is here, okay? And then our run is going across from here to our other point. All right, so when we look at it, we rise up 1, 2, 3 spaces. So 3 is our rise. We run over 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So our run is 4. Okay, so that means our slope is 3/4. Okay, so let's go down, check our answer. Oh, that says -3/4. Let's try again. Okay. There we go. Okay. One more example. So looking at this graph, we're going to find 2 points. We're going to look at where the points are actually crossing the 2 lines to make it easier. Okay, so there's 1 point. Here's another. All right, let's look at our rise over run. Slope equals rise over run. So we rise up 1. We run over 1, 2. So our slope is 1/2. Okay. Now, if we had gotten a bigger fraction, let's say it had been 3/6, okay, then we would have to reduce it to its smallest amount. So we would have to reduce to 1/2. So keep that in mind. This time we got an easy number. It was already 1/2. But if you ever get something like 3/4 or like 3/6 or 2/4, something that you have to reduce, you must reduce it before you put in your final answer. Okay? Because if you look at the instructions, it says simplify your answer and also write it as a proper fraction, improper fraction, or integer. Okay, so if you get an answer that's like 1 2/4, for example, then you would have to rewrite it as an improper fraction. And if you need some help with how to do that, then just let me know and you and I can work on it together. Okay, so back to our answer. We got 1/2. There we go. Okay. One more. Go ahead and stop the video if you'd like. But if you want to see one more example, follow along. All right. So we're going to find our 2 points. Here's one point where it crosses and another point where it crosses really easily. Got our 2 points. Let's check our rise over run. Here we go. Okay, so from this point to this one, it rises 1, 2, 3, 4. So our rise is 4. And it runs over 1, 2, 3. So our run is 3. Okay, that's as small as we can make that fraction. So our answer is 4/3. 4/3. There we go. All right, so use those examples, rewind the video, look at it again if you need to, and then do some practice this weekend on IXL.